South Korea's president has declared emergency martial law. This after accusing the country's opposition of anti-state activities sympathizing with North Korea. It is the first time since 1980 that martial law has been declared in South Korea. The announcement was made during a televised briefing. Have a listen.
I am declaring martial law to protect a free South Korea from the North Korean communist forces, eliminate shameless pro-North Korean and anti-state forces that prey upon the freedom and happiness of our people, and protect the free constitutional order.
And for the latest on this story, let's cross now to Yena Lee, our correspondent in Beijing. Yena, very much breaking story, developing, details are going to change, but tell us right now, how does it look like this declaration is going to impact the political system and the daily lives of people in South Korea right now?
Well, President Yeol has just replaced civilian government in South Korea with military rule. The National Assembly has been blocked off. Elected lawmakers, as journalists with Blue House press passes, are being denied access to the site as we speak. It's a completely confusing situation right now. Local media has even reported that officials at the Ministry of Education, for example, do not know if tomorrow morning schools will be open and welcoming children. Martial law restricts freedom of speech, press, assembly, and the freedom of association. These are dearly won rights in South Korea, a country that was under authoritarian rule until 1987. A people that had protested, many of whom who had lost their lives in the fight for a democratic transition. And on Tuesday, December the 3rd, 2024, this is the first time that a South Korean leader has declared a martial law since the country became a democracy.
Now, Yena, do we know why the president is declaring martial law, and what exactly does that mean?
Well, President Yoon says this martial law is aimed at the eradication of pro-North Korean forces, but we really have to be careful here. Is Yoon talking about a specific threat from Pyongyang, or is he claiming that anyone against his policies and his agenda are considered to be pro-North Korean forces? In that late-night surprise address to the nation on Tuesday, Yoon accused the opposition of plotting rebellion. Now, tensions have been high between Seoul and Pyongyang. I've certainly seen better moments in history, but I've also witnessed much worse. And until President Yoon provides information of what could possibly warrant this, or any proof of a link between the opposition and North Korean forces, all fingers will point to his political failures and the difficulties he's been facing. His government's agenda has been completely paralyzed ever since he took office in 2022. I mean, he won that election by a very small margin, the smallest margin ever in Korean history. The parliament has been opposition controlled. They have 170 seats in a 300-member legislature. Right now, his party, the Conservative People Power Party, is struggling to push through next year's budget bill, for example. He's also a politician who has been indirectly marred in a number of scandals, mostly involving his wife and other top officials that he is close to. Yoon has been dodging calls for independent investigations into all of these cases. He has been very quick to accuse critics of politicizing them. His approval ratings have also been consistently low as well, around the 20 or the 25% mark. He hit a record low of 19% back in November. Meanwhile, the opposition has been holding mass anti-government rallies. The latest was just on Saturday, just passed in Seoul. Around 100,000 people had gathered there, and it was the fifth such event.
Yena, is there any way that we could have seen this coming? Did anyone predict this happening?
Well, actually, the opposition Democratic Party had been accusing the ruling party of drafting plans to do this, and they vocalized it back in September, for example. The ruling party then dismissed the concerns and said these were conspiracy theories, that these were scare tactics. The leader of the People's Power Party, the Conservative ruling party, even accused his counterpart of the Democratic Party of being a liar, etc. It really did seem hardly believable then. It seemed like more politics, more party politics going on in South Korea. But here we are. It was quite unbelievable. Some people had believed in it. Other people say they admitted at the time, the Democratic Party, that they didn't really have hard evidence of this. But here we are, martial law.
Yeah, I just want to give our audience a couple of updates that have just come in. South Korea's National Assembly has been sealed. Although we are seeing that helicopters have been landing on the roof. And the military says that all political activities have ceased. Finally, the U.S. government, the Biden administration, says that it is in contact with the South Korean government and is closely monitoring the situation. Yena, thank you so much for helping us understand this complicated story. And we will be, of course, checking in with you soon and keeping our eye on this story.